Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
All right, folks, welcome to a new episode of the Frankly Francisco podcast. I am your host, Francisco. We made it to episode 13. So most podcasts don't go past 7 episodes. So getting to this point, it feels pretty good. The viewership is slightly ticking on YouTube. It seems that people enjoy when I have interviews with other people as compared to doing solo videos like this. But, you know, sometimes you just can't get people in the chair, and you just got to keep plugging away and coming up with content for people to see and people to see you and, you know, leave comments and, you know, interact with people. So lately I've been not so motivated. You know, it's a weird balance that you have to do between work, family, career, and trying to build something from the ground up, from scratch. And sometimes you're just not motivated. I mean, so it's a struggle sometimes to want to get on the microphone, even though I love doing this, even though I enjoy, you know, putting out contents for you folks and doing interviews. Sometimes it can be a little tedious, a little grind, because sometimes you just can't get people to talk. Sometimes people make commitments to you that, you know, they flake out on. You know, it just happens. You're going to have people who flake on you when they say they're going to do something and don't do it. And some of those people have legit reasons. You have people who are trying to build their own thing, and, you know, they get caught up in their own stuff and can't keep the commitment that they made. But it can get kind of annoying sometimes when you want and you're hoping to speak to certain people to try to get going with those interviews. But we'll just keep plugging away. I was supposed to post on Friday. I didn't do that because it was too much going on in my personal life that I couldn't do the post. This is why I'm doing it now. It's Sunday. It's 10 p.m. right now. I'm up doing this because consistency is important to me. And I enjoy doing this stuff. It's just sticking to the commitment I made to you guys and the commitment I made to myself to continue to grind away, whether I'm in the mood to do this or not. Because you're going to have days like today and this week where it was just so hectic, you know, at work and so hectic at home trying to, you know, balance everything out because I am a husband, I am a father, so I have to find that balance between things and still try to find a way to stay motivated to continue to do what I'm doing now. So this is why I'm here, 10 o'clock at night when I got to get up at 6:40 in the morning, you know, to get ready to go to work and do my 9 to 5 thing. But it's good. I mean, it's always good to, you know, stick to your commitments and continue to grow. So like I said, most podcasts don't get past 7 episodes. So this being number 13 for me is a milestone. You know, a lot of folks, they get into the thing and, you know, they see the numbers are not going the way they want to go and then they just stop doing it. See, I don't want to do that. I want to keep moving forward. You know, the numbers will tick up eventually. You have to build from scratch. Nothing's handed to you, and I get that. But one of the hardest things that I find, the most frustrating things that I found, is trying to collab with people. I've reached out to a ton of people, other podcasters, even some YouTubers, and unless you have a strong following, unless you have someone who's there, you know, that you know, it's going to be an uphill battle because some of these folks don't even want to deal with you at all. If you don't have a name, if you're not getting 50,000 downloads a day, you know, or a month on your podcast, you know, you reach out to these folks and you say, hey man, you know, love to have you on the show. Maybe we can collab, and you don't even get a response. A lot of the times they'll look at the message and don't even respond to it, but they see the message, they see you writing it. And I just keep plugging away. I keep trying to reach out to these people and I'll keep, you know, doing what I have to do. You know, if you tell me you don't answer me, then I know the answer is no, and I just move on to the next one. But I think in this business, I think collabing and, you know, showing that we're willing to work together makes a big difference when we're trying to grow a page, when you're trying to grow your viewership, when you're trying to grow your content, working with others is the best way to go. But it can't be just you. You have to have the other half of that wants to get out there and work with you. And that can get a little bit frustrating because some folks just don't want to do it. I don't know why that is. It shouldn't matter that I'm not big. It shouldn't matter that I'm new in the business. Sometimes it's, you got to open doors, help people get in. You know what I mean? You got to help, just a 2-minute conversation can make a big difference. Another YouTuber plugging your page can make a big difference in viewership. And I think, things have changed to the point where now it's everybody's out for themselves. It's dog eat dog. 6 billion people on the planet, man. And we're still in that mentality where, everybody's out for themselves. And in this type of business, I think collaboration is the key to growth for this type, especially for this type of business. When you're trying to be in media, where you're trying to be, on a million different social platforms, because they say the average person has over 100 online accounts, 100, which is insane if you think about it. And then you would think, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those are social media platforms that's out there. There's platforms that I haven't even heard of that people are on, and some platforms that people just go on just to go on. Like, there's no content on it. They'll just open the page up to see what's going around. That's how I did with my IG. I opened my IG page at first just to see what it was about, because I didn't care about IG. Never cared about going on IG. Never cared about you looking at content on IG. And then my wife, had her own page, and I saw she was getting people on there. So I decided, let me go on there and see what it is. And, and here we are. I have my, my YouTube page. I have my IG page that I plug the podcast on. But it can get tough. It can get tough because you constantly got to keep creating, man. And people don't understand the grind. People who are on YouTube understand what the grind is, because some of these folks have been doing it for so long. This is their full-time job. They literally do nothing else but promote, do videos. That's their full-time. I don't have that luxury. I don't have that luxury yet. I can't do that. I have too many responsibilities right now to go full-time. I don't have enough viewership. I don't have enough sponsors on Patreon. I don't have enough downloads on my podcast channel for me to even think about doing something like that. So sometimes it gets hard to find the motivation to keep coming here and keep recording the way I'm recording. But guess what? Like I said, here I am, 10 o'clock at night, plugging away here, talking to you guys, because I made a commitment and I'm sticking to that commitment. It's a little bit taxing. You get wore down because you have to continue to bring up topics and continue to find things to talk about. And I'm usually I'll talk to you about anything, but there's certain topics that I don't want to get into, and there's certain topics that, I try to stay away from because, like I said before, it's too much going on where it's cancel culture, and there's people out there that will find anything you say offensive. And, so politics, religion, is 2 topics that I try to stay away from, because those are very hypersensitive subjects, and some people don't know how to react to it when you talk about it. So I try to stay more on the positive side about, people doing things for themselves, people building stuff, building their future, building businesses, being entrepreneurs, go that route. That's why I, talk to people that I talk to, because these are people who are trying to build something from scratch like I am. It can be a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? It can be a bit disappointing when you set certain goals for yourself and you're not reaching those goals. It can cause you to lose hope in what you're doing. It can cause you to feel self-doubt about if this is the right thing for you to do. Because everybody goes into this thinking, hey, this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm going to be able to just talk about whatever I want to talk about. People are going to listen. That's not true at all. You have to be able to put something out there that people are going to want to listen to. And if you're not, people are not going to listen. So, this video here is more about, letting people know that it will get hard, and it can get hard to continue doing this type of thing where you constantly have to keep putting out relevant content for people stuff that people want to hear about, stuff that people want to see, stuff that people want to talk about. And if you can't do that, then it's an uphill battle for you. So I've had plenty of say over my last 12 podcasts that I've done. I've had quite a few guests already. I've had some good conversations with people, but you always want more. You always want to, bring more content, bring quality content to people. That way they can, get to know you better as a host and as a person. Because don't get it twisted, people are going to figure you out pretty quickly when you're doing this stuff. They're going to know if you're genuine or you're just on here BSing people. The audiences are not dumb. And, some of these people that put out these fake videos, and they act like they act different than what they really are is amazing to me. I'm genuine in what I do. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to say whether I like something or I don't like something. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not. The best way I can put it, we're all different. But when you're fake on these videos, people are going to smell it out. People are going to know, yeah, this page is fake. Yeah, this is scripted. This is not real. This is not raw. People want real. People want the real you when you're talking to folks. And I think that's why a lot of these content creators on YouTube, these cats are getting big followings, because a lot of these cats are keeping it real. They're not putting on a show for people. Two of my favorite right now on YouTube that I stumbled upon their channel by accident is two cats called Abba and Preach. I like them a lot for the simple fact is they're not fake. They don't care about the YouTube generation. They don't care about the pleasing anybody. They're out there just putting out content for themselves, putting out content that they feel that's relevant to them, but in an entertaining way. They crack me up. They bring up serious topics as well. So it's just not all about jokes. And, that's the kind of content, kind of personality that I want to bring to the stuff that I'm doing right now. And at this point, when it's, on a Sunday, when I'm supposed to put out something on a Friday, that tells you it's been a bit of a struggle this week for me to get the content out that I wanted to get out. A lot of personal stuff, stuff with, the house, the car, just things that tend to pile up on you when you least expect it. And you try to find a way to deal with it. And sometimes it's hard. You know what I mean? I don't have, the flashy channel where, everybody likes these big intros and these big outros, and they have music playing in the videos. My channel's not big enough for that yet. I don't have the software for that stuff. I don't have I don't have a team. I don't have a team to help me. So I'm trying to build this thing from the ground up, basically with just me, and then my wife helping with a lot of the background stuff. It's a two-headed monster, and we're just, trying to grind the way and doing the things that we're doing. At the same time, I still got to do the dad thing, still taking care of the kids, helping with the house, working, paying bills. That stuff doesn't stop. It's a full-time gig. This is a part-time gig that I want to be a full-time gig, but man, that's way off down the road. You just got to keep pushing and keep grinding. And I think some people get, disappointed when you don't get that right away satisfaction of, hey, things are starting to take off right away. A lot of people, they stop because things didn't go their way, or they quit because, the first week didn't pan out, or the first month didn't pan out. This is not, a 30-second race. You know what I mean? This is a marathon. You're going long haul. You got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to take the bumps in the road and continue to move forward. And a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people don't have the time to do that either. Some folks get started in a business, and I'm one of them myself, because I've done it. I've done it on many of occasions where I've started a business and it didn't work out, and I just stopped. Even I could have kept going with it, but I didn't, because I felt like it was no point. But, without failure, there's no winning. There's no success if you don't fail. And trust me, I've failed a lot in my life, but I've also had a lot of successes as well. I've also accomplished a lot of things that people said I couldn't accomplish, done a lot of things that people said I couldn't do. So you just have to figure out what is it that motivates you to get you up every day. what motivates you to keep you going here and doing the things that you want to do and keep grinding away the way you need to keep grinding away, because nobody's going to do it for you. You know what I mean? I always say I like to open doors for people, but a lot of people ain't going to open doors for you. You know what I mean? You can have that mentality where you can say, hey, I want to open doors for people. I want to lift people up. People are not going to reciprocate that to you a lot of the times. A lot of the times they're in it for themselves. They're not in it to help you. If you're not big enough, they won't help you. If you don't have enough followers, they don't care. So it's one of those type of things where you have to have a strong will to keep going and doing what you're doing. Because I've seen, and I listen to podcasts all the time, and I see some of these podcasts where you get one or two really good episodes of a podcast, and then that's it. They stop posting. They don't milk any more content because they just couldn't continue it on. And I've heard some podcasts that's over 100 episodes long, and it's absolute trash. But guess what? They're not letting that stop them. They're letting that continue, and they're getting downloads, even though it's not my cup of tea. It's not going to be a cup of tea for everybody. Everybody's not going to like the content you put out. A lot of people are not going to like my content, and I understand that. But a lot of people will like my content at the same time. It's all perspective. What works for one person won't work for the other person. And we just got to figure out what works for you and what is going to get you to continue to, put the work in, grind it out every week. If you're putting out episodes every month, maybe once a month, I'm putting out episodes every week. That was a goal I set for myself. When I was sick with COVID, that stopped me for about a month because I had no choice. I couldn't get out of bed. But my goal was to put an episode out every week. Fridays, I thought I was going to be able to do it every Friday, but it seems now like the time for me to put out episodes is going to be on the weekend. It's going to be either Saturday or Sundays because, Monday through Friday and, having to come home and do everything. I don't have the time during the week to put out an episode. The weekends is the best time for me to do that. Even though, it's my time off, I'm still going to come in here in my little makeshift studio, as you can see, and get in front of this microphone and try to give you guys the best content that I can give you, as long as I can give it to you, and just not stop what I'm doing. It's going to get hard. There's going to be peaks. There's going to be valleys, all the cliches that you can think of, you know what I mean, that everybody puts out there, but it's true. And then you're going to get people who are flaky. You set up stuff and people flake out on you, and, they don't show up for you when they say they're going to show up for you, or, you reach out to folks and they just don't want to, reach back. It can get frustrating, but like I said, you just got to keep going with it. I'm heading down to Florida here in about 2 weeks. I'll be doing some episodes down there, a couple episodes down there. I'll be showing you guys around down there through, Westgate Lakes where I'm staying, the same way I did when I was down in Gatlinburg, Tennessee at the Westgate over there. Just showing you guys the area, doing some IG lives from over there, doing a couple of podcasts from over there, seeing if I can reach out to a couple of folks down there that I can get on to the podcast, hopefully live, where I can get them in the seat and we can, do the podcast, seeing if I can set the camera up as well and do it live this way, because it seems to be more enjoyable when you have two people in the seat. It's more organic and we can do the things that we can do. It makes things a little bit easier when I'm in front of a person talking to them, because the conversation gets more lively, and I'll ask relevant questions to them, and, they enjoy it. The banter is what makes an interview great. If you can have good banter with somebody and be on the same page when interviewing somebody, it makes it all worthwhile. But after that, we're just going to keep plugging away, trying to get people through Zoom. Because like I said, with COVID still around, people are still hesitant to get in the chair. So Zoom has been working out pretty well. And then now this, I'm doing videos and I'm converting them to my podcast channel and then posting the videos that I do on YouTube, because I want that channel to grow as well. It's going to be a give and take here. So some of the content that I'm going to put out, you guys are going to say, oh, this is terrible. And I understand that completely. But some of the content I'm going to put out, you guys are going to enjoy. And that's the goal. Some of my videos are, getting, uptick in views. One of my videos got 41 in one of the interviews that I did. My last videos got 19 when I put out this this style of video the last time. People like visuals, so I'm just gonna keep doing that for you guys and keep putting that out. Also, at some point, we are gonna try to expand out to more of certain kind of content for you guys. So, traveling videos, because I tend to travel a lot. I have have a lot of kids, married, but we still travel a ton. So like I said, we went to Gatlinburg this earlier. We're going to Florida later on. So I'm going to bring you some of that content as well, travel videos that's going to be posted on the channel as well, showing you guys around, because we're a big family, so we travel on a budget. So I'll throw some pointers out there for you guys on some stuff. I got 5 kids, 5, okay? So we definitely travel on a budget. We definitely know how to, pinch our pennies, and we'll throw some stuff out there for you guys too. If you guys have a big family and you need help with any of that stuff. So a lot of the videos that I'll do my interview videos the way I'm doing it now, and the videos that I'm giving you now, and then we'll have extra videos that we'll post is for the traveling and showing you guys where we're staying at, how we manage to, do what we're doing. People love travel videos. They do. Everybody loves travel videos. They want to see where where people are staying, because it gives them a point of view if they want to go there or not. So it's something that I want to expand, and I've had a conversation with my wife with. And I think that's something that we can bring into the fold as well, because we do a lot of it. Even we do weekend trips a lot as well. So 2-3 hour trips away, we'll post that up, show things in an area that I think people would like as well. But my main goal is to bring you guys interviews with different people. That's my main goal. The video stuff, the travel stuff, that stuff is extra stuff that'll be on the side. Those are, every time we travel, every time we go someplace new, we'll take, videos of it and, talk to people. But my main goal is to do what I'm doing for you guys right now and just talking to you and just bring you content, bring you my thoughts. Because a lot of this stuff, I have to sit and think about what I'm going to say. It's not, a lot of this stuff you can't, when somebody says, oh, they bring this stuff off the top of their head, that's BS, man. You have to pre-plan for this stuff. You know what I mean? You have to figure out throughout the week, what is it that you want to talk about? What is the content that you want to talk about? You have to build that. You have to take notes. You know what I mean? You have to have it in your mind as to what you want to say, because you can't come up in here and just start talking and not know what you're talking about, because people are going to see it right through you. You know what I mean? You have to pre-plan for this stuff. And for me, I try to pre-plan for this stuff a week out, 2 weeks out. You know what I mean? Because I try to get a hold of people. I try to set up interviews. And if I can't get somebody and I can't interview somebody on camera, my other option is let me pick a topic. Let me work through that topic. Let me come on here and let me talk to that topic with you guys and see if I can get any feedback from some people about it. Some folks, are going to leave comments. Some folks are not. Some people are going to like the videos, but leave no comments. Some people are going to watch the videos and not leave, which is fine. But I would love to start interacting with some of the viewers on my YouTube channel. I would love to start interacting with some of the people on my IG. The page is slowly creeping up. It's growing. It's about 170 followers right now, which is good for somebody that's just starting out, that, just putting my stuff out there. I get followed by a lot of other podcasters on that IG channel, which is not a bad deal, but I have a lot of other people that follow me as well. But trying to collab with those other podcasters sometimes can be a bit of a challenge, because they're trying to do their own thing as well. And you want to try to cross promote so everybody can try to make their channel grow. So it just continue to grind and do what I'm doing. I'm also on Twitter. Just to let people know, you can find me on Twitter. Same handle, Frankly Francisco Podcast. I'm also on LinkedIn with the same name, Frankly Francisco Podcast. Nothing has changed. Every channel that I'm on, it's the same. It's going to be the same handle, same name. So you guys can find me on there as well. I'm going to leave a link in the description, in the description box, for my Red Circle channel, for my IG channel, I'm also on Facebook. I have my business page on Facebook as well. So you guys can follow me there as well. And when they say, like and subscribe, it does make a difference. It does make a difference to a lot of folks, especially folks like me who are just starting out. Even the people's got 1 million views on their YouTube channel are always plugging, like and subscribe, and put the comments below, because it helps. It helps build the audience, and let a friend know about it. Even if you don't like me, you want to bash me, let your friend know about it so they can come on the show and they can bash me as well, or they can leave comments in the. I don't break easy. You know what I mean? COVID didn't stop me. Bad comments are not going to stop me. Trolls are not going to stop me either. It's part of the whole game. People who are in media know this already. People who are putting out content knows you're going to have trolls. You're going to have people who are going to try to badmouth you. You're going to have people who are going to try to bring you down. But you just got to keep plugging away and doing what you're doing. Not every day is going to be a good day. And this week was not a good week. But I will continue to grind. I will continue to be here and continue to try to be in front of you guys and give you topics and talk about things that are relevant. There's just certain topics I won't touch on, and I told you what those were earlier. It's not because I don't want to, because I can talk about those topics all day. Is that those topics are very polarizing. They can cause a lot of friction. They can cause a lot of negative feedback. And for somebody who's just starting out, I'm trying to avoid some of those trappings of starting a YouTube channel, some of those trappings of starting my podcast. Eventually, when we get big enough and the following is where it is, then I can get to where I want to be. Then I'll bring up those subjects. I can talk about those things. I can talk about those polarizing subjects because, I won't lose as many followers, because you're going to bound to lose followers when you talk about politics and you talk about religion. You can gain followers. Don't get me wrong. You can gain a ton of followers, but you can also lose a ton of followers as well. So in my progression, it'll take some time before I touch those subjects and get to a point where I'll feel comfortable, talking those and bringing those subjects up to you folks on a weekly basis that we can talk about. So for right now, I appreciate you guys listening. It's, I'll be posting this video as soon as I get done. We'll edit it and throw it up on YouTube, and then I'll edit the audio and throw that up on my Red Circle channel. We're on all streaming networks. So that's, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, every channel you can think of, and on my YouTube channel as well. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you next week. Take it easy.